Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Mike from Twisted Axle. So I'm out here driving around today, and then I'm going by Roseville Moparts, and I see my friend Ryan is there. So I'm going to stop in here. Last week, or actually a couple weeks ago, I dropped my new engine off here, and we've been working on it a little bit after hours. So I'm just going to come in and we're going to check on it and see what's going on, and I'll give you a little bit of an update of the engine and then what the plans are. So let's go. Come on. Let's take a walk. So Roseville Moparts, Roseville, Michigan. Got a lot of cars. You guys have seen this. We'll walk through. All right. So we're going to take a look and check it out. So yeah, so here we are. My new engine.
Yeah,
DSR.
I don't think so.
All right. So yeah, we're here with Ryan. But yeah, I definitely wanted to check out this DSR. It's by DSR Performance, right?
Yeah, Don Schumacher Racing.
Okay.
So it's technically it's basically just the same block that the Hellcat 392 Red Eye, it's all based off of.
Okay.
It basically uses the same heads and geometry as all the other Gen 3 Hemis, really. There's really nothing different between all of them except for what's actually making it. So it uses like a lot of the fancy parts out of the Red Eye. They allow it to breathe better and, you know, higher revving and everything. It's obviously got the 3-liter Whipple on it.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So like basically Don Schumacher originally made the original Gen 1 Hellephant, if you will, for Mopar, and then they just decided, you know what, they didn't want to do it anymore, so DSR's like, you know what, let's just make it. So they made their own. Well, they tried telling Mopar, hey, if you put a Whipple on it, you'll get another 200 horsepower out of it. Well, Mopar was like, well, we're done. So so they came out, made their motor. We bought the first 5, basically. We're really the only storefront for them. So we've already sold 3 of these. We actually have a customer car here that'll be getting the 4th one. But so they were going to release this at SEMA this year. Well, Mopar caught wind of it and said, hey, here's a new contract. Paint the supercharger like wrinkle black, put some different valve covers on it, and we'll call it the Mopar New Hellephant. You know, the CCA or whatever they call it now. But so they have 2 different versions. They have a cast iron aluminum. This is a cast iron block. So it's a base model block, if you will. Okay. This one is called the 1150 for a reason. It's the 1150 horsepower version.
Oh, man.
This specific motor dynoed at 1168 at 6,800 RPM.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. I just noticed this. You think you can give me a loan so I can put this in my Coronet?
Yeah, it's you know, you might have to sell a few extra projects.
Work a little overtime, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
it's out of my budget.
So how big is this supercharger?
So it's 3.0 liters, so 3 liter.
3 liter, yeah.
So like the Hellcat, the stock Hellcat, which is this motor, this is a 2.4 liter, and then the Red Eye has a 2.7. The new Demon 170 is basically just a Red Eye, but has a 3 liter off of the original Hellephant. So it's the same geometry looking, but it's a 3 liter supercharger. And then this one is a 3 liter Whipple, which Whipple is just the manufacturer of it. It's a lot different design. Basically, the way that this works is the air comes in, up, hits the top of the case, and then comes down. So it's kind of like these, where it's a long runner, but you actually have a radiator basically that runs the whole length of right here. So that's what these ports are for. You actually have coolant running through it, so it cools the charge as it comes in. So when you see like the Demon has the AC cooling unit, it basically uses AC charge to cool the actual coolers for the supercharger. So your air intake temperatures, let's say it's 110 degrees outside, the intake or per cylinder is really seeing maybe like 68 or 70.
Much less,
which makes the motors,
air, right?
Which makes your motor run significantly better. But that chiller system's also $1,200-1,300 just for the chiller unit. So you're not going to put that on an older car, but you could. But this motor.
All right, so first of all, I love the American flag on there. I'm big on that. But so you guys have plans on what this is going to go into? Yeah,
we actually have a 68 Charger that's actually in the back. It's a customer of ours. He's basically built a bunch of these. He built an identical one with the first version Hellcat or Hellephant that he actually purchased from us. And then he had somebody that lost the bid on the car at Barrett Jackson when he sold it, and they said, he came out to him and said, hey, I want a car exactly the same. So it's the same color, same stripe, same everything, but now it'll have this motor.
So that car just came in, eh?
He's the main reason why we have these motors, is because he's like, hey,
Wow.
I need another Hellephant. Well, guess what? They don't make anymore. So here's the next best thing.
That thing is so cool looking. All right. So yeah, so I lied. This is not my new motor. So, but as I mentioned, I do have my.
You do
engine
have a
in the
motor
back.
here.
Yeah,
you do have one here.
So this car that you're going to put this in, it's actually in the back?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Let's go.
Got this awesome TA Challenger.
Oh my God.
I think it's numbers matching, but it's got a Tremec 5-speed in it now. What? Come on. Blue on blue. Look at that.
Dude.
You can't beat that.
Man, that is really
Colored interior is
sharp.
rare.
Definitely sharp combination here, man. Really nicely done car, it looks like here.
Well, especially in a TA.
Yeah, once you throw the TKO in there, you know, you just better cruising these days, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Speed limits are higher.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more freeway friendly.
Yeah,
For sure.
I like the louvers for sure. So
Yeah.
did all TAs come with the louvers or no?
No, so some of them did, some of them didn't. It was kind of more of a different option. It's not a specific, yes, they all came with it kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I'm personally not someone that probably should be saying that, because I don't know fully 100%, but
Yeah.
you know, the louvers were a rare thing, and nowadays most people are adding them rather than taking them off. So, you know, it's definitely something to
Yeah.
change the look of the car significantly.
Depending on the times, right? We're changing things up.
Yeah.
I know when people were first buying a lot of these cars and stuff, then if they had steel wheels, they're just putting the wheels at the curb,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah, they put the Magnums on it, or
Right.
Rallies, or whatever realistically they could get.
I love the steel wheels personally, so I'm
Oh,
putting
for
them
sure.
on my car, you know, just definitely a different look. But yeah, 6-pack.
Yeah, it's in for some maintenance stuff. It's got some oil leaks, got some knock-in going on in the suspension, just
Gotcha.
tightening up a few things. The car's an older restoration. It was actually at our car show last year.
Okay.
So we're just finishing up on this one. It actually just came in, so we're still got to diagnose a couple of small stuff on it.
Yeah, but I mean, they all need maintenance, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Keep
yeah.
these
Well, so many of these cars are
going.
neglected, too, because you think, well, I've only put 100 miles on the car. What? Yeah, okay, I put the 100 miles on it 10 years ago. You know, stuff sitting,
Yeah.
it dries out, you know.
Yeah, gaskets and seals and things like that.
Yeah.
It's not good for
Yeah.
them, but
The worst thing you can do for these cars is park them. You know, like
Right.
Mr. Gong's Kudo over back here, that thing has been sitting forever, and we've been just daily starting it and
Yeah, it's
driving it, and now it turns over every single time.
I see you got this orange RT over here.
Yeah, that was a Mecum special. They just bought it from Mecum.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad car, but it needs a lot of work. So we did a lot of things to fix it to make it more right. It had a lot of touch-ups that technically
Okay.
it wasn't supposed to have, but it's fairly original car. From what we can tell, it's all numbers matching. A one-of-one car with a 446-pack 4-speed convertible. It is a true everything, so it is a real car.
Okay.
Supposedly the only orange with black stripes, black interior, black top. So, but it's also in here for a lot of maintenance,
Right.
neglected maintenance. So,
Yeah, obviously newer restoration, just judging from the metal flake and the paint.
yeah, it's
My take on it, you know.
yeah. I mean, technically, I think this car is supposed to have a little bit of metal flake in it,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a newer paint coat, because if you put this car up in the air, it's got a lot of different color orange underneath.
Okay.
So it's been touched up over the years. Things that weren't supposed to be painted are painted, and things that aren't, or that are supposed to not be, or whatever, it's all needs to be addressed. But
It's still a great looking car.
the owner's going to drive it, so he's got a 68 Hemi Charger he drives a lot.
Okay.
So their plan is they bought it at Mecum. It came up to Michigan,
Very cool.
and they basically brought it to us after not even driving it, just to go through and safety it. So
Yeah, they need to be gone through, right? Make sure it's safe to drive. Especially
Yeah.
if you're going to be driving it all over the place.
yeah, for sure.
Super, super cool. I didn't even look at the hood here, really. Block off plates on the front there. Were these ever functional on these e-bodies?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah, any hood scoop period never really worked unless it was an N96. Like the shaker hoods all were functional.
Okay, yeah.
The air grabbers for all the B bodies were functional, but the RT hoods, no, they're literally solid plated. There's no.
I mean, they look cool.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but you can actually see,
I see, yeah.
they're
Gotcha.
just, it's just a little black block off piece, and if you pull the hood pad down, there's nothing for it to even go anywhere. So it kind of just hits a dead end part of the hood, and that's it.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, really cool.
Only aesthetic, really.
Look forward to seeing it on the road. Super cool. And then obviously we've seen these guys before in our last video, so.
Yeah, that car's still waiting its turn. Now that we got the blue Cornet done, we can start working on this Gator Green car again. This F6 car, that's a customer car we met at Autorama. That one's starting to get put back together. So it's got some stuff done to it, but we got all the power windows working now, so.
Okay.
So that car will be fun and cool once it's put back together. But
Gator Green top is just such a cool option on this guy.
oh, hell yeah.
Green stripe, I mean.
Well, yeah, and then
That's
you got
odd.
charcoal interior and, you know.
So it's funny because that green stripe, it actually kind of changes colors a little bit depending on the lighting that you have.
Yeah, so like in here, it's like more of a pukey yellow green. Autorama, it's a little bit vibrant green. In the sun, it's like more like an F6 green or F8 or the F3 green or whatever. It's definitely different.
Yeah, it looks good. So yeah, so let's check out the F6 Rally Green, right?
Yeah, rally green, spring green, there's a couple different names for it.
Do you know if this one is striped elite?
No build sheet, no fender tag. So,
Okay.
so he's going off of based on what the car came as and what he uncovered when he started doing the restoration.
Right, and
so
whatever he wants to make it. You know?
Yeah, so like the restoration, when he started media blasting everything, the F6 green was on the overspray panels, so he's like, okay, it's probably an F6 green car. The engine and trans do have the VIN number stamped into them, so his number's matching, so we can at least tell by the VIN number and on the block and the trans that it is a 440 automatic AC car. So 444 barrel AC, so it's pretty cool. If it was a 6-pack car or Hemi, it wouldn't have gotten AC, so, but it is a true 4-barrel car, so.
That's cool, man.
So he's got the motor and trans. He's gonna bring us that when it comes back from the engine shop. And then,
Wow.
yeah.
Super cool. And then you guys have been having some issues but finally you identified what was going on with.
Yeah, so it was a combination of 2 aggressive valve springs with this car and 2 soft of parts, like cams and lifters.
Gotcha.
It's kind of hard to say exactly what was the smoking gun besides the valve springs being too tight.
Yeah.
So, but we put the regular stock springs back in it. Got a nitrated performance cam. It's not as aggressive as we would have liked it to be, but it sounds okay.
Yeah.
But it runs good. It pulls good. It's a good, you know, 440. No matter how bad or
it'll be
how crappy
great.
you build it, it still chirps the wheels. So it's a 440 at the end of the day. But
Yeah, no, it's very cool. And I know a lot of guys recently with flat tappet cams, you know, depending on where you're buying it from, people have been having some issues with them, whether it's soft metal or maybe it really is just the stronger springs. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
quite-
I mean,
quite
the
what
main
it
thing is from the industry, from what we've been talking to with the guys that know way more than I do, they definitely have soft cam problems. They definitely have cam issues with lifters. You know, oiling has been a big problem and just parts accessibility itself.
Right. Yeah, you don't know quite where all your parts are coming from, who's making them nowadays, and the quality. Car does look great. I'm looking forward to seeing this one because I mean, you guys are buttoning this up right now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much done. We just gotta
Oh,
go drive it a
okay.
couple more times to see if anything else pops up, and
Wow.
then yeah, we'll be good to go.
I like the magnums on it too, and the stance looks good.
We have the poverty caps it came with, so we weren't gonna put the grandma hubcaps back on it, but it comes with the car. We got a guy interested in it from Autorama, so yeah. So a customer came off, dropped off literally Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, this is the car. It's going to get the Hellephant. It's got the red because of the, the Hellephant and everything. But he's going to put the 8-speed automatic out of the newer cars. So it's had a modified trans tunnel.
Okay.
That comes from US Car Tool. We offer those. So he's basically, we're just getting the car running and driving for him. Maybe rip a few burnouts in the back, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, right. Well, you got to test everything out, make sure everything's working before
yeah. But so this car, we're going to put it all back together. It's going to get running and driving, get all the electrical pretty much sorted out, and then he's going to take the car back to Canada, finish the interior, and then it'll go to his customer in, I think, Chicago area.
Okay.
So this car will be floating around in Chicago. But even though it's got the RMS coilover suspension on the front, it's still got leaf springs and Caltrax in the back. He just believes in the Caltrax systems with these cars,
Man, but are you really going to be able to lay down and use all 11?
Not really.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, 1,200 horsepower is a little hard to put to the ground, especially when, you're in a 60s muscle car, really.
Right. Sharp car. Not a factory color though, right?
No, it's completely custom. He basically goes back in between this style of metal flake, like a deep cherry wine, or like I think this one's called black cherry is the specific color name for it.
Okay.
But he's got like a dark blueberry color that's the same color but just blue, same style of color. And then he's got the 70 CUDA he's doing. He's picking between two different greens. He's either going to do the snake skin green or the venom green from the Viper. So the ACR, the 2000-ish Viper.
Yeah. They've been down, getting old. Okay, so torque boxes, frame tied.
Yeah, so it's all, the chassis has definitely been stiffened just to at least hold that power, because, if we put this in your scamp, put that motor in your scamp, we'd twist it right in half.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good, no.
Well, there's actually, like the Roadkill guys actually, they put a Hellcat in a 68 Charger, and they ripped every spot weld off on the front end. There was like 3 holding the front end together still. Wow. So they had to completely go through and re-stiffen the whole chassis just to fix what the Hellcat broke. And that was just a stock Hellcat. That's not even like a Hellephant, Yeah, you're talking about 968 foot-pounds of torque at like 3,000 RPM, Wow. It's not something to like, mess around with.
No, sharp car for sure. I mean, I always love the 68, and everybody always comments on the taillights, Everybody likes the round taillights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got an 8, 9, and a 70 here right now.
Can't we just stick this new engine into your Barracuda? And
we could, but
I think you need a little more money.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Maybe cool. One day, but
all right.
Your motor's a little buried, but
yeah. So where are we at? Where did we stick it?
It's just right here.
All right.
We're waiting on some rods, some push rods to come in, but it's in storage for the time being.
Cool, man. I look forward to seeing all this stuff. I mean, you guys have been busy. You got an engine on the engine stand over here. This guy, I think you guys are planning on having this one done by the end of the season, right?
Yeah. So that's the next car.
Making good progress. Got a new engine here. Got one on the stand.
Yeah, so we're torn between putting a 4-barrel or a 6-pack back in it. So we were going to put a 6-pack in it, but now, don't know. Right. It's originally a 4-barrel car, so it doesn't make sense monetarily wise to spend the extra money to make it a 6-pack. It'd be cool to put it as a 6-pack just because then it'll have all the options, but at the same time, it's like, what do you do? So. Right.
Well, yeah, everybody, when you open up the hood and it's like, ooh, a 6-pack, it looks awesome.
I mean, this car is going to be eye-grabbing anyways because it's a side scoop, air grabber.
Yeah.
R6 red.
Color is good. Yeah, I like the combination.
This will be a demo car for a little while just because, so it'll be for sale, but it's not going to be up for sale for a little bit just because we're still working away on it, but it depends. We might get it done, drive it somewhere for a first show and somebody just buys it right then and there. Or we get it done and we start advertising it and all of a sudden it sells. So
right, or
it's hard to say.
Or maybe somebody that buys it, they want to change it up and say, hey, I'd like to have a modern something in there.
Yeah, I mean, not so to speak that specific car just because of the price it's going to be. Like this GTX, for the what it's what the price is versus what it is. You know, you really wouldn't change the motor, even though, unless you had some big money and really wanted to do it. But,
Right.
you know, this is a good driver, race car. It sounds great.
This one's what, 451 stroked, or
I have
is
no
this the one?
I don't know what. No, that B's gone. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
451
Oh,
Super
okay,
B.
yeah.
Yeah, that one's down in Southern Motors, I think, has it now.
Gotcha.
But this car it's got a 440 in it, but it's definitely bored and stroked to something.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Sure. Somebody probably does in the back, but yeah, really cool. I'm glad you guys repainted it. It looks a lot better.
Yeah, we fixed a lot of it. Under the hood needs a little bit of addressing, but as of right now, it's kind of just as is.
Yeah.
You'll probably see it at the Packard show. I haven't decided
sure.
yet which one we're going to take.
Looks awesome. And since we're here, take another look at my engine. Maybe in the future, someday I'll have
Maybe.
that, you know, we'll
Maybe.
see, yeah.
Hey, just think, you can sell your truck and just walk to work every day and you might be able to buy it.
I do have a bike, so I might be able to ride my bike too. Yeah.
Oh, maybe if it's got a motor. I don't know if a pedal bike might be a long ride.
Yeah, like 15 miles, you know. So yeah, so here's the green Dart. I know you guys have been advertising this one on the website.
Yeah, I haven't been pushing it too hard, just,
Okay.
but yeah, it's for sale. If someone wants to come buy it, come take it,
Right.
please. Just come get it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can only have so many cars, and you guys are bringing more in, so you only have so much space.
Yeah.
But I love the color. I mean, my Coronet's sublime green, so I'm kind of biased on that. But cool looking car for sure. And then manual is a manual car.
Yeah, manual everything. Windows, steering, brakes, everything. You got to drive this one.
Okay. That'd
I
be
mean,
cool.
it's still a cruiser.
That would be cool.
I drove it a few miles, so
Yeah.
it runs good.
And then I thought you guys had somebody lined up for this one.
We did. We had a deposit on it. The guy flaked, disappeared.
Okay.
So we still have
happens.
it. We're waiting on the seat. I got seat covers ordered.
That's right.
They're not supposed to be here till November. So towards the end of the driving season. So we want to get it taken care of a little sooner than that. So debating on if I'm just gonna. My grandfather's Challenger has the same seats in it, so we might rob those. But I don't really want to do
You know, a
that.
few of my friends are redoing their interiors, and they're just getting long wait times on.
Yeah, it's about a year out on anything
materials
right
or
now.
back orders, or what's the scoop? Why?
It's mainly their production. For some reason, the manufacturer decided during COVID that they were going to close for a couple days and still take orders. So when they shouldn't be taking orders, they did take orders. So
Yeah.
so they shot themselves in the foot with
tough.
that because then they went so far behind, and then so now they've been catching up. So it fluctuates. You know, towards November, December time, their wait times get longer just because people start going on breaks or, you know, but also people start having a little bit more money towards the end of the year and they want to get their cars done for the spring.
Exactly, right.
So they order seat covers and then they don't realize, hey, I'm not going to have them till the end of the year next year.
Yeah, don't
So-
throw away your old seat covers until you get the new ones, right? Or
Yeah, literally.
don't take the skins off, and
Yeah.
this is a great looking car though.
Yeah,
It looks
numbers
really cool.
matching, 440, 4-speed. This one's pretty much ready to rip. Dana, you know, I haven't had the luxury of driving this one just yet. I've only pulled it into the building, in and out, and that's pretty much about it. It honestly needs to get taken out because it's been sitting here for a little while. So
Cool. Well, I appreciate you. You always, give me the tour and stuff, and give me the rundown on what you guys got going on. So I really appreciate
for
that.
sure.
And I'm usually keeping him after hours. You know, he's working today, and I'm keeping him later. So I'm going to sign
all
off
good.
now. But I appreciate you. Thanks for checking out the video. Remember to subscribe. I got a lot more. We're just getting our season started. We're going to be doing a lot more cruising. We're going to try and bring Gratiot back. I mean, we're going to do a lot more cruising on Gratiot. We got a lot of things lined up. We're going to do some stuff with M1. We got a few things that we're going to do on Woodward. And we're going to go more west side to some of you guys may know Baker's. So they have a really big car show. Sometimes in the summer they have like 400, maybe even 500 cars. It gets jam-packed. And a lot of cars that I don't normally see. So we got a lot more to come. So stick with me and remember to subscribe. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.